Hey there, Lana here, just coming on a little informally to welcome all my new subscribers, which to me is such an honor as I've decoupled from the social media algorithm, follower count, like count paradigm. I am operating more from resonance, and so I'm seeing each of you as fellow travelers on this path. And so if you are new here and new to my channel, welcome. I'm honored that you're here. I wanted to talk today a little bit about my process and what's been going on with me because some people are commenting, like, are you even real? And yes, I am. And I'm also in my own evolution. And so, what's been happening for me was, well, what happened for me was right around January, February. I started getting all of these downloads, these concepts that would drop in. And the way that I see things is very visually. So I'd get a concept, a truth, and then I would see all the layers of that truth in a visual form and then decode it and format it in a way that is the simplest and most accessible form of that truth. And felt massive, massive pulse need to get it out and to express. And so I didn't have any training in podcasting, in video creation. And so I've been self-taught, self-learning, recording things that feel really like an exhale for me. Like, I need to get this out. Like, I just need to get this out there. So that's really why there's been such a flurry of things over the last couple of months. There's been a lot that's dropped in. For me, the eclipse cycle was really powerful in activating the part of me that's ready to start speaking into the world. And so here we are. Here we are, end of May, stepping into June. I've been feeling into the energy and kind of wondering for myself, okay, I'm in this new human frequency. I'm tuning into it. It has to be a conscious choice every day. And how is that playing out for me? And planning on sharing some of those things with you as well as continuing to drop the more formal transmissions of truths as I receive them and hope that they resonate with you or bring some clarity for you in your life. So let's drop in and chat a little bit about wrapping up May, stepping into June, kind of the summer months, and what does it look like to be the new human? And I want to share with you some of the things that I'm feeling and I'm doing. And maybe it'll resonate, maybe it won't, but either way, this is part of my journey is to exhale and breathe all this into form, hoping that somewhere, somehow, there will be clarity for someone. So let's get into it. So, one thing I can say for sure is that I'm definitely not who I was a couple of months ago. And I'm walking into spaces and kind of saying, let me reintroduce myself, or actually, let my energy reintroduce myself because I'm finding that I'm saying a lot less than I used to. That is one piece that is, I think, is really present for a lot of us that are stepping into this new human frequency is that we are getting more comfortable being visible, but needing to say a lot less. I think it's the stepping away from performance, like performing like I'm good at this or I know what I'm doing, and more into what's actually true and real right now. For me, that has meant less. That's meant talking less because a lot of my conversational static has been justifying myself or explaining why I think the way I do, talking about my intuition, trying to explain that. And so I've been practicing showing up into spaces and letting the situation start unfolding rather than feeling the need to imprint on it right away. So I kind of call that response mode, stepping into response mode. So responding and taking a breath before I respond. And then when I do say something, it's usually a lot less words and it has a lot more truth to it. So if you've been feeling this feeling of, I don't want to say as much as I normally say, and yet I do have something to say, it's okay to take some time and take a breath and let those thoughts and feelings and let it all settle in your body before you decide to respond. And sometimes that means you're sitting a little more quietly. And this is the frequency. This is the frequency of just being and of honoring what is true. And sometimes what is true isn't loud or full of a lot of words. So we're not becoming anything. It's slowly being revealed through us in our experiences. So if you're feeling this, you're right on time with what's going on. Another thing I've been noticing is that the awareness of the polarities is gotten really loud. There's a lot of talk about, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I'm seeing this everywhere, like on Instagram. It does feel a little bit brandy and like, let's get you into your divine feminine, or here's how you be this divine masculine, and here's my workshop. To me, this has ended up being more of an internal process. So I'm kind of done playing this game externally, and I'm more checking in with myself internally and saying, okay, what needs to move today? What direction do I need to take? And I always start the day asking myself first, what do I need? Rather than what does the world need? It's not really about saying, oh, I'm in my feminine energy today or I'm in my masculine energy today, but more about what does both of those energies want to express in me today? And so I might spend some time creating something, and then I might spend some time just chilling out and letting my body relax, waiting for the next pulse is kind of what I call it. It feels like a current that comes through me, and then I go, "Oh, I need to create something. I need to build something. I need to do something." And following that. And my mind is really loud around all of this because I have a lot of static there, as we all do, around this doesn't look like what a successful life looks like. So if this is you, you're not alone. It is a practice and it's a journey. It's something that we do day to day, choice by choice. So that feeling into the dance between those two energies, the being and the doing within, and letting them express however they want to express in the course of the day. And some days it's full surrender, and other days it's feverish creation. So there's no right or wrong here. It's more just about being present with what's true. So, nervous systems. The other day, I was having a conversation with someone that I used to feel super activated around. And halfway through my sentence, I noticed that I wasn't leaving my body, that I was observing while in the conversation. And I was also not trying to say everything that I needed to say. So I was doing a lot more breathing and speaking more clearly. And when people didn't get it, when they didn't understand, I was like, that's all right. I said that to myself internally. That's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't need to explain myself to everyone. And doing that actually gave me a real deep sense of peace in my chest. And that's kind of this nervous system calibration. So listening to the body as almost like an oracle, I would say, like your body wisdom is like oracle wisdom. It's going to tell you the truth. It's going to give you that immediate feedback. And this is the evolution of the nervous system that we are in. People are finally starting to trust the yeses and the nos that you can feel in your body. And it's because your nervous system is super loud and it's not going to let you do things that are not in alignment. And if you do, you're going to feel wiped out and exhausted. And when I feel into this summer and the energies that are coming online, which is a whole new fresh wave of energy to support this evolution, this is all just going to be amplified. So there's going to be extra sensitivities. You might find that certain places and spaces, you just can't do it anymore. But your body's going to be feeling more like home and more comfortable. And again, our minds get super loud around relaxing into this frequency because we've been trained to abandon ourselves and to step out. So the nervous system is coming online and it's a frequency tuner. So it's no longer just the trauma archive, it's tuning to the environment in real time. So let your nervous system be your guide. Another thing I've noticed is this idea of my voice as my power. Actually, my intuition's been pinging me on that. So the way my intuition works, and I don't know if this is true for you, but I'll just hear a phrase over and over in my mind. And for me, Since January, it's been your voice is your power, your voice is your power, your voice is your power. So I've been more careful about how I say things and what I'm choosing to say, realizing that the words that I'm saying are actually coding my reality that's unfolding. And so, really making sure that I'm in congruence with my thoughts and my feelings and what I'm actually saying and having those things all match up. It's way better, you guys, because you don't have that feeling after a conversation or after you say something where you're like, ugh, I wish I didn't say that. Or why did I say it like that? So giving yourself that space to drop into the what's true and get into that alignment. And sometimes it's better not to say anything if you're not in alignment so that you can only speak what is true so that you're not going back and having to repattern things with people. That's so exhausting. And I spent a lot of years doing that where I would just say whatever to get through the conversation. And then I'd have to go back and circle around and say, actually, here's what I meant. So this is the new human voice waking up. It's what's waking up in me, and it's probably what's waking up in you. So the message is not about perfection. It just has to be true to you and be in alignment with your mind and your heart and your energy at the time. This summer is going to be amplifying for us voices that come from coherence and not branding. So there's like this real distaste that's showing up around being sold to and being manipulated and the marketing mindset, which I found really gross. No offense to anybody who's in that because I'm cheering on anybody who's finding success in life. But for me personally, it doesn't work. So, yeah, just really paying attention to your voice as your power and finding a way for it to be true. And if you want more support around that, I did create an audio around we speak ourselves into reality that touches on these concepts. So if you wanted to go deeper, you can check that out. And let's talk about the body for a second because the body's where this all goes down. It's asking to be honored like never before. I've noticed for me, I cannot override my body anymore. Even if I try, I'll be like, okay, I can push through, I can do this. And my body's like, all right, cool, enjoy overperforming and overdoing it. And you're going to have some symptoms and be exhausted for a while after that. So the body's giving you a little bit of a signal, or a big signal, actually. My body's not having it anymore. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that a lot of us are having a lot of psychosomatic symptoms, not saying that they're not real because the body's speaking and that's real. Even symptoms that are medical in nature is messages from the body. But there's sickness that can show up when you ignore your truth. You can feel weird symptoms that don't make any medical sense. Maybe you need more water, more sleep, more space. I've been hermiting and then I'll tap in and have a flurry of social activity and then go back into my cave. And this isn't regression. I'm telling myself this every day. This is the upgrade. So I know that my body is the interface with the world and with this new reality and for this higher frequency. It's a portal. And this summer, it is asking us to treat it like the sacred technology that it is. So if your body's telling you to rest, to slow down, to hydrate, to cancel plans, to go outside, to eat different foods, listen to it. Become friends with your body. It's your home, it's where you live because it's syncing you up to this next level and it's where everything happens. So I want to wrap this up with a reminder that we're not waiting, guys. We're not waiting anymore. The new human is now. And I used to think like I'd step into this after I'd healed a bunch, and maybe I'd arrive finally if I fixed that last piece. And if I could feel all safe all the time, then I was there. But what I am realizing more and more as I walk this path, that the version of me that I'm waiting for is already here. She is waiting for permission from the parts of me that don't think that I can just be myself. And she's the one that slows down instead of falling into a spiral. She's the one who speaks clearly, even when she doesn't know what she's doing or her voice is shaky. And she's the one who tells the truth in the moment rather than waiting for it to be totally perfect or even in my journal later. So she's here. She's here. And if you're listening to this right now, your new human self, your future self is already here. And this summer isn't about pushing to become anything. It's about recognizing who is already here, what's already come online for you. Let the rest of it catch up while you're practicing acting and being from this frequency and tuning in. The world is ready to meet this version of you. Your reality is ready to pattern after this version of you. And your power is ready to land through this version of you. So if you've been feeling called to speak, to express, to write, to post, to do anything in the world where you are imprinting on reality, try doing it from this place of the future self, the version of you that you're stepping into and trusting that it's within you. And it's about giving it permission to show up. And it's not about rebranding your personality or yourself, it's just being yourself. So, thank you for spending some time with me today. This is a little more informal, but I am feeling called to do more off the cuff stuff in the in betweens of getting downloads and new truths that I want to share. I'd love to hear in the comments how you are doing with all of this, how this is landing for you. Each one of you is a person to me, and it is an honor to be with you. And I'm grateful for your attention and for your energy in this space. I'd love for this to be a community where everyone feels safe to be exactly who they are, because that's the permission that I'm giving myself. And that's all I expect from the world and from others is just be yourself and speak what's true, and all perspectives are welcome. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for stepping into this new human evolution with me and walking alongside me as a fellow traveler in this new earth we are creating together. We're co creating, all of us. All right, I'm sending you so much love and a big reminder that together we rise.